This is 2020 Radical Gold Diggers. Welcome to Gold Table Talk. Be a part of the conversation. Allow me, Rev D, a life coach, to help you see a 2020 vision of yourself for your life purpose. Today, our topic is juggling the balls of life, and we have a special guest, First Lady Felicia Evans. Anyway, another good thing I wanted to let you ladies know that on the website, which is 2020 Radical Gold Diggers, which is, initial RGD, you can get right into the Zoom call right from the website. There's nothing to do except click. So if you hadn't had a chance to go out to the website that my nephew has been so gracious to put up for me and get it all working, you can get to the Zoom calls just from a click. And you can get to all the podcasts, and there's at least 25 out there now on all types of things, and you can surf that for whatever struggle you're battling that week or whatever, and get some inspiration and some motivation and certainly some spirituality, because we know we can't do anything without the Lord's blessings, and that's what we talk about. We want our goals to be blessed by God. So we're going to get right into it. I am so excited to have my former First Lady here tonight. Yes, First Lady Felicia Evans from my home church back in New York, Community Baptist Church. And she came in a couple of years before I left, but I've known her for a very long time. And her father was actually my seminary professor, and he was absolutely one of the best professors that anyone could learn, not just the word of God, but how to deliver the word. So he was just excellent. So we have her here tonight because I've just grown to just love and admire Felicia, because Felicia does a lot of things, and I'm certainly going to let her tell more about herself. But just from what I know, she's first off, she's a child of God, a woman of God. She's married, 3 children. She's a special ed teacher. She's an entrepreneur. She has her own business with a whole bunch of other women that follow her, that she has helped them to become entrepreneurs and have their own business. And she has just done so many things. And, the list is like, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She also is a singer and has a wonderful voice. And certainly when I was there, she led praise and worship. And I can tell you, she would just take us there, because she's such an anointed, young lady. So we have her here tonight because our topic tonight is juggling the balls of life. And one of the challenges we have at Gold Diggers, as Gold Diggers, is finding the time to do what we need to do for not just ourselves, but for our family. But God has us here for a divine purpose. And sometimes we can get so bogged down that we can't even get into self to find what would God have us to do. And, and live out our passion and our purpose. And I just have watched Felicia from afar, First Lady, that is, and I've seen her really juggle this ball quite nicely. And even with her sweet personality, I've never seen you lose it. Now, I'm not going to ask the pastor, but I've never seen her lose it, okay? And that's a great thing, because I've seen some women lose it, okay? And I'm just going to raise my hand. But, and she just has such pause and composure. And I just thought she would just be a perfect guest for us tonight to learn from. So without further ado, let's get right into our Gold Table Talk. And I see Sister Joy Johnson there. God bless you. Thanks for joining tonight. I see Antoinette is there, and I think I even see my little grandbaby there, but I see my sister. I see you guys. Certainly to Tabitha from Women's Slaying, that most of our ladies go over there to you on Wednesday to listen to your segment for empowering women with anxiety. So God bless you all and welcome tonight. You know, First Lady, you can certainly tell us more about yourself, but I would like for you to share with us, what would you say is your superpower?
Well, first, I want to say good evening, everyone, and thank you, Reverend Run. I call her Reverend Run because when she was here, we would, put on our little sneakers and we would run around the track together, and them little legs be getting it. So I just want to say thank you to Reverend Run for inviting me, and just a shout out to all of the Radical Gold Diggers. Thank you all for having me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. It is like the highest compliment for, Reverend Run to, and I'm going to call her Reverend Run all night. So for Reverend Run to, invite me to be a part of her group, it is honestly the highest compliment because I know that she nurtures and cares for so many of you all, and you all respect her highly. So for her to invite me into her space is the highest compliment of all. So I love you and thank you so much.
Bless
and
you.
Kudos to you for all of the work that you are doing. Love you to pieces. So, Reverend Run asked me what my superpower is, but I want to preface all of this by saying I do not have it all together. I promise you, I do not have it all together. All right. I'm like the duck that's in the water and it's like smooth sailing and you see me doing this, but I promise those feet are under the water, going like this, trying to stay afloat. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. Okay. So she asked me what my superpower is, and I would like to think that my superpower is resilience, right? When you think about resilience is basically like the capacity to recover quickly from something that is difficult or something that is tough, right? I coined myself as the comeback queen. All right. Because I go through some things, I fall down, I fall back, but my superpower is resilience because I have like this unwavering ability to like spring back into shape after something has happened that, may have knocked me down or it may have knocked me out. I can take a few moments and it's okay because sometimes you need to take a few minutes to regroup and get yourself back together and come back stronger than you were before you left. That has to be the goal. That has to be the mission. So my superpower, I would say, is resilience because let me tell y'all, I might get knocked out. But I'm like that little thing that you punch that goes down and it comes back up like that. I'll be like, all right, I'm back, y'all. Everybody fine? We're here. All right. So that is my superpower, to be resilient and, just to thrive in any type of situation. If
I
something
like
happens,
that.
if something happens, you have to have the frame of mind that says, you know what, I can come back from this. It might take me out for a moment, come back for this. And it's okay to have that frame of mind.
Okay. Well, I like that. Gold Diggers, you have anything you would like to, contribute to that statement? Anyone feeling like they may have that type of resilience or can relate to that, being able to bounce back quickly? Well, I'm going to say that's something that I can work on because sometimes I can get stuck in the emotions, and I'm not going to lie about it. I can get stuck in the emotions, and I'm conscious of that because I feel like I'm doing better with that. Like, don't get so caught up in it. Don't get so upset about it. Just pick up, move on, and do what you have to do. And
Absolutely.
So I can say that's something that you said it so well, but something that I honestly am working on. And I think I'm doing better at it.
You doing
My
better?
My sister's there on the line. The people that are close to you really know. So I won't be telling any half tales tonight with my sister there that I kind of grew up like a twin with her, so she knows everything about me. So, but I think that's something I'm working on with not being so reactive and not getting caught up in emotion and being able to move on. Because the thing is, I've become so goal driven. I want to God to speak to me, and there's so many things that need to be done. And I know he knows how many hours are in the day.
Exactly.
He knows that. And it's up to me to be obedient and to juggle things and be able to do it. So that leads me right to my next question for you, First Lady. How have you managed your time for your goal? Being an entrepreneur, someone very dedicated to their job, and I know that's not an easy job, working with children, and just how do you juggle that ball and being a wife and minister of music and all these things that you do? How do you juggle that?
So honestly, time management is my largest, it's my biggest struggle. It's the thing that I struggle with the most. It's something that I'm constantly and continually working on because I know that I struggle with it. I'm a part of the nation. And if y'all want to know what nation that is, it's the nation of procrastination, okay? I will wait until the last minute. And the reason I procrastinate is because I can still get accomplished what I need to get done. However, and it still turns out nice. But I'm learning that if I really take the time to plan and do it the way, it can be better than nice. It can be great. It can be amazing. It can be explosive. It can be dynamic. So, just setting that bar really high for myself. So some things that I've had to start doing is like literally blocking out time. I'm the type of person, like when I get working on something, I don't like to stop until I'm finished. So if I'm cleaning my room, and when I tell you, when I clean my room, I will take everything out the closet and decide I'm going to reorganize it. And it's midnight. And then I'd be looking like, oh, no, what did I just do? What did I just do? But then my brain, the way my brain works, is like, all right, you're going to stay up until you finish this. However, I've learned to block my time so that I tell myself that, okay, you have between 7 and 8 to work on this. If it does not get finished, it is okay to move on to the next activity. And I learned that by teaching myself what I want is progress over perfection. All right. Because I have a tendency to be a perfectionist. Like I said, I'll just keep working on it until I get it right and how I want it to be, regardless of what I have left undone. Kids might not be fed. The husband might not be fed. I might not have my work done for school, but I'm going to get this project done. But I've learned that I have to give myself grace, not too much, but some. I have to give myself some grace. And I have to live by I want progress over perfection. It does not have to be perfect, but as long as I've made some progress towards that goal, I am in good standing with myself. It does not have to be perfect in order for me to be in good standing with myself. I have to have made progress towards that goal. So in my time management, that is something that I focus on the most. And I have to, within that, I have to focus on my daily schedule as far as what must be done, what needs to be done, and what I want to do. All right. We're going to find that one must,
Say that again in that order.
I got to focus on what must be done, what needs to be done, and what I want to do.
Okay.
All right. So in that overall umbrella of my day, I'm going to get the must done. Okay. The must has to be done. All right. Then I might do something that needs to be done. The dishes need to be done. Right. That's not a must, but they need to be done. If they don't get done, nobody's going to die. The world's not going to stop. They'll be there tomorrow. Nobody's going to come over and judge my house. That's it. That's all. So that's a need to be done. It may get done. It may not get done. And then those are the things that then we move to those things that we want to do. Those are things that you just, want to do. They might be your guilty pleasures. You might want to watch a TV show. You might want to, pamper yourself and do a facial. So those are things that, they come and go. But I have to focus on the must, the wants, and the needs, because sometimes I'll be like, I'm just going to do the needs, and the the must might not get done. And that's not how we tackle our goals. We don't do our must, Another thing is making sure that I make my bed every morning, because that means I have at least accomplished one of my goals for the day first thing in the morning. And I don't know about y'all, but that makes me feel a little bit good about myself. When I turn to walk out that room in the morning and turn out that light and my bed is made, I'm like, girl, you did that. You already hit one of your goals for the day. And that was to make your bed. You go, girl. You know what? You about to go out here and do something else special today.
So, I like that. I like that. I mean, can anyone relate to making up that bed in the morning?
Yes. I go nowhere.
Okay. There's some goal diggers that can relate to that. Is the first goal is to make the bed up in the morning. That's really nice. Goal diggers, you have anything you want to contribute to her comments there?
This is Lisa. So all of that was like coming straight at me. Procrastinate. Oh my gosh. I typically procrastinate on the must do's. And I wait till the last minute, and then I'm feeling stressed and I'm feeling pressured because I didn't do it when I had plenty of time. Like you said, it comes out good, but it could be great. It could be excellent, you know? And so then I'm mad at myself because, you know, I'm beating up myself because I should have done it earlier. And then lately the want to do's went out. Mm-hmm. But the perfectionist thing, right now, you said closet. My closet is completely pulled out because I refuse to put it back any kind of way. It all had hardwoods put down. And I'm like, I am not just going to throw it back in there. It's going to be not put back because I have to do work again. And I wanted to fix it anyway. So it's just sitting there staring at me in my master bathroom, all piled up, like, when are you going to put me back? But I'm waiting to be able to put it back perfect. Maybe I just need to thank you. Put it back any kind of way right now so I don't have to look at it.
Wow. I like that though, because you know, we can get so caught up, you know, in one thing, knowing that there's 9 other things that we have to do. So I like the way you said how you prioritize to get it done, and you do get it done. You know, let me ask you, can you share some of your tools that you may use or strategies to do just that? Are you using your phone, or what tools are you using to keep yourself balanced?
So all of it is mental with me. It's all mental. When I feel like I have a large amount of things to do, I just literally cannot focus on it. It's just like, I don't want to do nothing. Okay. When there's so many things coming at you and you have so many things to accomplish. So I have to break things down into small bite-sized pieces. So yes, I look at the whole big goal. So I'll say, I want to do X, Y, and Z. And that seems intimidating to me. And that's what makes me want to not do it, not, you know, go forth or anything like that. But when I stop and I say, okay, this is what I want to accomplish at the end of the year. What will that look like at the end of the month? Okay, let me divide that by 12. What does that look like at the end of the day? What does that look like by the end of the hour? What does that look like by the, you know, like by the minute, when I'm calculating and blocking out my time during the day? It seems so much more palatable and easier to, you know, achieve. You know, I always say this: we can't complain about, you know, we can't complain about wanting to having a full plate if the goal was to eat, right? You can't complain about having a full plate if the goal is to eat. So everybody's saying, oh, my plate is so full, but you wanted to eat, right? And then we're saying, oh, this is falling off of my plate, that is falling off of my plate. You know what you got to do? You got to scoop it up and slap it right back on that plate. Okay. And the real thing is, everything don't need to be on the plate at the same time. Something has to fall off the plate sometimes. And when you get a second, you pick it up and you put it back on the plate. But what must be on the plate has to be on the plate. I'm really big right now, and I have not always been, you know, that big with this, is using my calendar on my phone to make sure that I put those things in there, because a reminder is set. And if it's not in my phone, I might not know. You know, people ask me to do things like maybe 2 or 3 months later, and I'll be like, yeah, girl, I'll be there to do that. Then if I don't put it in the phone, that 2 or 3 months later come and they messaging me like, oh, can you come and do that? And I'm like, I said I was going to do that. When did I When did I say I was going to do that? My phone didn't say I was going to do that. So I have to be cognizant. And actually, that is great thanks to my husband. He started doing that. He started a family calendar where if he puts something on the calendar, it pops up on my calendar. I put something, it pops up on his calendar. I put up one of the dry erased calendars in my kitchen so that the kids can see what we have, what we don't have, when they have doctor's appointments, when they don't have school. And look, he just logged in. Look, do you see that? Look who just logged in.
Pastor Evans. Oh my goodness. You was just okay.
All good things. All good
things. On deck, ladies. There's a pastor on deck. Okay.
All good things. Pastor. All good things. Look. Y'all tell him I was saying all good things. All good things.
Yes. Right? And I was just about to ask you, what tool is that? Is that Google Calendar? What type of calendar is that? Is going to everybody else's calendar?
That is if you have the iPhone, if you're an iPhone user, it is just your calendar that's on your iPhone. So I believe it is attached to my Google Mail, to my Gmail.
Okay.
But it's a family calendar. We use it. He puts things on the calendar. I put things on the calendar. We both can see them, the kids' doctor's appointments. I even have my live schedule on there for when I'm going to go live. I have a live schedule on there for when I'm going to make him go live with me. So, we really have to plan it out because with 3 school age children, and, he's pastoring. He's an entrepreneur in his own right. I'm an entrepreneur. Yes. I do Zumba. I'm on the student leadership.
I forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah. So I do so many different things. So I literally, if I don't write it down, it's not happening. You might as well have not even told me.
Right. And that's one thing we talked about was writing it down. We can have it all here, but there's something about writing it down that makes you accountable for getting it done. Yes. And when you see it and now it's coming back at you, it's something about writing it down. And like you said, using certain tools to put it in a calendar or something like that. All right.
And blocking that time out, telling yourself it's okay to finish this at 7 and move on to the next activity.
Yes. And I know Sister Joy Johnson talked about something like that in our earlier Gold Table Talks about how she would map out her day and all those time slots. I remember that you saying something like that, Joy. But you ladies have anything you want to contribute to her tools and strategies that she's using to stay on task?
Yes, Sister Felicia, you are definitely, I feel like we are soul sisters because everything.
Hey, girl.
Is your birthday in August 24th?
September 27th.
You're close to a Virgo, so you are very close to that perfectionist because that's me. I use that all the, and it's funny that I tell myself that, okay, I'm going to make some progress today because everybody tells me, Joy, you can't just be a perfectionist. So I say that all the time. So when you said that, I was like, I say that, because you can get so caught up and trying to do all of this. But right now, I'm washing clothes. I'm on the phone call. I'm listening. I'm washing clothes. I've cooked dinner. I got to go. My husband's down there working on stuff from church. And so I'm just doing a little bit of this. My cousin, she needed a car seat. I went and cleaned that out, sprayed it off. So, but like you said, you have to block that. I literally map out my time. And I said, if I don't get it done, I have to write it down. And I literally start from the beginning of the day. Okay, from this time to this time, I'm going to do this. From this time to this time, because you'll notice that you'll waste a lot of time. If you will waste a lot of time throughout the day. And if you just want to sit down and do nothing, just block that out too. I'm not going to do anything. and I'm going to take rest. I'm doing nothing at this time. But I'm an advocate of you have to literally write it down. In my calendar on my phone, I don't know, even, how they have gray check mark and green check marks. I put everything gray and then I turn them green it's a visual for me to be able to say, okay, these are the things that still need to be completed. Right. And then I can move them on over to the next day and say, okay, I'm gonna continue that. And so then it can start back over. Because if you put check marks, it's just like a to-do list. It's in your phone. You put gray check marks, and then when you complete it, you turn it green. So then you can see progress for yourself. So you're right on target with just, writing it down, scheduling, make progress over perfection, and just continue to, I literally, and I have to make up my bed every day. It just gives me a sense of, I don't know, my mother told me you never know who's gonna walk in your house. Who's gonna walk in your house? Who has to walk in your house and you're not there, and you don't want your dirty drawers on the floor, something else. You just gotta have stuff in order. And it happened to us twice last week. And I told my kids, I said, you just never know who's gonna come into our house at what time. So I was telling my kids the same way. And I understand 3 school-age children, kindergarten, 3rd, and 5th, and I'm an educator. That's why I said it's like so literally, everything you're saying, I can just say thumbs up. I totally agree with it. And we just gotta keep and pray. And sometimes you just gotta stop and you pray, Lord, give me strength. And I say that all the time, Lord, give me strength. Okay, what's next? And it's not what we get, instead of getting overwhelmed. My dad used to always say, it's not what's coming, it's when it's coming.
Okay.
All right.
So you really just got to ask yourself, okay, well, and sometimes so then ask yourself, okay, what's next? You got to know when it's coming. So you, what is it? Okay, now I recognize what you are, what this thing is, and we're going to conquer this one at a time. So
Right.
I'm very inspired by your words tonight, and that's my comment.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Gold Diggers, I want you to kind of reflect on, our question was to First Lady, what was her superpower? And she let us know. But it's really good that you know what your power is coming from. That's so important, and reflect on that too, because it's always good to know, what's going to get you through the day, and she let us know what her strategy. She's resilient. She just lets her know she's going to bounce back no matter what's coming her way. And so that's just something for you to reflect in your downtime. Going on to tools and strategies, ladies, anything else you want to contribute before we move on to our next question for our First Lady? Anybody want to add any other type of tool that they may be using to capture the time of the day? Because it does slip away. Okay. Well, we're gonna work harder to capture every moment of God's time. I talk about this in a sermon I preach. Honoring time. It's so important. God gave us a day, another day to get it right or to do what needs to be done. And when we can go into the day, having it scheduled, I'm going to maximize. Now, of course, anything can happen, and Lord knows anything does happen, but at least we know where we're going tomorrow. I'm going to try to go this way, and being the person that I am, I can be pulled from many places, and I just have to be ready to know how long I'm going to be in that place, because that leads me right into my next question. How do you say no? How you doing, Leah? How do you say no when you're trying to stay on task?
Listen, that's another struggle. You just hit all my struggles tonight. I have a real tough time saying no. As you see my husband's face pop into that screen.
I see him. God bless you, sir.
I have an extremely tough time saying no. However, what I have had to, tell myself is like, it hurts me to tell people no, honestly. Like, I just want to help everybody out. I want to be everywhere that everybody asks me to be. I want to help everybody's child. I want to go pick everybody's kid up. I want to do everybody's, like, I just be trying to do everything. And I genuinely want to do it. And it honestly hurts me to say no, but I am realizing that in the long run, it feels good when I say no. So in that moment, it might hurt to have to tell that person no. And I might think that they're upset with me, or, that they might be mad at me because I said no. But I have to realize that in the long run, sometimes that no feels good. Like when I have that Saturday and I have nothing to do, that no felt good. When I had that time after school and I have nothing to do, I have time to relax, or I do have something to do, but I can give that my full attention. That no that I gave somebody it felt good. Now it feels good. It didn't feel good in the moment, but now it feels good because I'm not breaking my neck trying to do every single little thing. And I'm like, I promise I'm still a work in progress. Somebody will still call me tomorrow and I'll be like, okay. I'm still a work in progress, but I am getting better at, telling people no. I honestly am getting better at saying no. But sometimes I still fall back into, my old ways. And I have to remind myself, this no is going to feel better later. It might not feel good right now, but it's going to feel 100%